those who are heavily invested into the stock trading. It's their profession, and they still would like to work with the desktop and laptops because it gives them a bigger screen and more controls, the more features in their product, what is available to them. So yes, so there's a difference, in the professional traders and the retail investors.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Market Pillars Uncovered. When you trade or invest, technology is an inevitable part of it. Buying and selling happens with a few clicks of the button, whether on a tablet, a mobile, or a desktop. Today, we'll be speaking to the person who has driven tech-led innovation in the financial sector, Mr. Praveen Gupta. He is the co-founder and CEO of Symphony Fintech Solutions Private Limited. We'll be decoding the tech behind investing, whether mobile trading is preferred or desktop trading, AI and algorithms. How do platforms differ from each other, and how should you take care of the security and safety of your transactions? Mr. Gupta, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me here at Money TV.
To begin with, I'd like to know your own journey in the world of fintech. There's IT, there's capital markets, and you're combining and making the best of both worlds. Tell us a bit about your own journey.
So talking about me, I did my graduation chemical engineering from BITS Pilani. That's in 1983. And though I did my chemical engineering, but I was quite fascinated about computers. And I did quite a lot of sideline courses in software design and logic development. I got to work with IBM computers those days. And I built my own music system. So I was quite keen in building something new, different. After graduating, I had a corporate stint where I was into sales and marketing, project sales, project marketing, project management for almost about 10 years. And then I started my entrepreneur journey into IT industry, which was my first love. I started with IT infrastructure management, hardware supply, creating network for companies. Did it for almost about 10 years. On the sidelines, started developing softwares for companies, managing the software training institute. It was a buzz, it was a boom those days that everybody wanted to learn Java and Oracle and go to US to work, So that was the Y2K time. And then I got introduced to capital market through my friend or my batchmate. I met JP Gupta. He had also been running his IT infrastructure company for 10 years, but for capital market, for stockbroking. And we met in our BITS Pilani batchmate alumni get together in Pilani, and we traveled together. He talked a lot more about capital market. And when we came back, we decided to merge our operations and focus fully into the capital market. Mm-hmm. So we had this company Comtel, and that Comtel was focusing into building data center for stockbroker, providing them the IT facilities, managing their IT network. And Comtel has grown with the days in providing the data center, co-location facility, hardware network for high frequency trader, low latency solutions. So that's where we have the IT infrastructure business, which is still running. And talking about Symphony, so in 2008, SEBI introduced algorithmic trading, and so we were wondering, having penetrated so much into this space, what we can do for software. And 2009, while everybody was talking about building technology stack for high frequency traders, for the prop desk or institutional trading, I thought of building a stack for retail traders or the active traders, what they can do, how we can make the technology available to them so that they can do rule-based trading, a more disciplined trading. And so we started working on that, and 2010 we launched Symphony, and that's where the Symphony's journey started. We work with a lot of strategists and technical analysts, the fundamental analysts, what kind of stack they will need, and created the platform. So today we have a complete trading platform which we provide to stockbrokers, and they provide it to the end clients. We have more than 270 brokers who are using it. This has the order management system, the scalable and robust risk management system, all the front ends like mobile trading, web-based trading, desktop-based trading, and we are invested heavily into developing API-based trading and the algorithmic trading.
So chemical engineering, then you learned computers, and now of course you learned capital markets as well. It goes to show that learning is inevitable and it's a continuous process.
Absolutely.
The objective of this episode is to help our viewers leverage the amazing technologies that people like you have developed in the world of investing, making the most of it. Today, when we want to invest or trade, we have multiple modes. We have a tablet, we have a mobile phone, we have desktops.
Right.
Are there any nuances or any differences when we are trading using a mobile versus, say, a desktop or a laptop?
See, mobile trading today has evolved quite a lot. It gives you convenience, and if you talk to stockbrokers, they will say that their brokerages have shifted from the desktop to the mobile-based trading. Almost 70 to 80% of kind of a brokerage is coming through the mobile-based trading. So technology has evolved. Certainly, it gives you convenience, and it also helps the new age traders or the investors where they are working on some other profession, but then this is a sideline activity for them, and it's helpful. Still, those who are heavily invested into the stock trading, it's their profession, and they still would like to work with the desktop and laptops because it gives them a bigger screen and more controls, the more features in their product, what is available to them. So yes, so there's a difference, in the professional traders and the retail investors. Retail investors can work with mobile and web, and that gives them much better convenience.
Do you think it is also dependent on the frequency with which people are conducting trades, and that could also influence the choice of whether you should use mobile or desktop?
Yes, see, certainly mobile is giving you limited features and functionalities, and it is coming through internet, whereas desktop, you are sitting in a protected environment, you have a stable internet connection or a lease line connection. So for the professional traders, it makes sense for them to be there in front of the desktop applications. And for the convenience sake, let's say they are quickly they want to access it. They are on the move. If you are on a move, you have no choice. Then you have to work with your mobile application. Yes.
Since you brought up the topic about internet connectivity, because technology is dependent on that. Trades, investments are dependent on that. How does using mobile data or Wi-Fi or a dedicated lease line impact your transactions? And I'd also like to bring in the point of security here, because it also depends on what kind of internet and broadband you're using. So I'd like to understand the impact of that on our investment.
So, though internet has become very stable and strong these days, but still there are areas where you don't have good internet facility. In our industry, latency is a word. If more the higher the latency, then you have lesser. You are receiving the data much slower. You are receiving the data late, delayed. Higher the latency, your orders are going to the exchange much later, or you are getting the updates much later. So the stronger the internet connection or stronger the connectivity, whatever is the mode of connectivity. So there is always a risk when you are connected to the mobile data and the Wi-Fi data, because you may not get the stable connection. You are working with the broadband. There may be disconnections. So there is always a slight risk which you are taking when you are working with with these connections. But lease line give you a much more stable, consistent, robust connectivity. So all professional traders, they prefer to work with the lease line connectivity. But when you are looking for the flexibility, certainly mobile gives you, or the Wi-Fi, the internet gives you the flexibility to connect.
Okay. Let's talk about protection. I mean, financial frauds and cyber threats, cyber attacks, all of us unfortunately have experienced it in one form or another. So when we are trading or investing online, we do to a certain extent become susceptible to these kind of attacks and threats. What are the best practices investors and traders should follow to ensure that they reduce? I presume saying, eliminate is something that may be difficult, but at least reduce the risk of being under attack through these threats.
So, the technology again, this has evolved where you want to minimize these possibilities of cyber attack or the disconnections which could happen. And there are VPN connectivity which is there. You have more secured connectivity. Your broker where you are trading, he is providing you the terminals which has again more encrypted data, and you are logging in with the secure tunnel. So those facilities are evolving. Okay. What is important is that your trading should not stop. So need to have the alternate devices in a more secured environment where you are working. That internet is more secured. It is not public internet where your data can be hacked or your application can be hacked. You are working with the brokers where they have their secured environment, so that you are also protected. Mm-hmm. So I think those things have also to be studied as such.
Is it preferable to use a leased line, when accessing your terminals versus quickly, checking something on the mobile phone? Because as convenient as it may be, you're using your mobile data. So does that also make a difference?
See, lease lines give you a very protected environment. These are P2P lease lines, and that it's a private network can be created, and so it is always preferred because it is giving you a consistency, and it is giving you a very stable environment to trade, and it is making you risk-free. While you are on mobile data, if you are working on a broker-provided mobile terminal, so there they have anyway a very secured way of connecting it. But if you are connecting through the Wi-Fi, it's a public Wi-Fi where there is always a chance that someone else can also get into the public data you have authenticated. Mm-hmm. So that protection is important as such.
It's so fantastic to listen to all this, because these are all actually implementable insights that we can put into force. Could you tell us how we could learn a little more on all these basic technical aspects and the tech behind the platforms as well that we are using? Because it's not just enough to say that, okay, I logged in, I pressed a few buttons and, I'm done. It's also important sometimes to know what goes on behind the scenes, in the tech especially.
So it's important, because it's a financial market, and anything can affect your, compromise your profits and losses or your financial journey. So more you learn about it, more you can, secure yourself, more you can protect yourself. So it is always good to learn how much whatsoever you can learn, though there is so much to learn. Good to learn through the help files which are available. Brokers provide their terminals, and there is a lot more information inside which is available. You have the SEBI circulars, the exchange provided circulars, which talk a lot more about the technology, about the do's and don'ts, the regulation which is coming in. Obviously, internet is full of information, but then it's difficult to find the right information. Best to also attend the conferences. In the conferences, stock trading, domain conferences are happening these days very frequently. Almost every alternate month there is a conference going on somewhere or the other. Okay. And there are new age technology providers are present. They are showcasing their technology. Go and meet them to understand what is there in the air. There are speakers who are giving a talk. They are conducting workshops. You have an access to reach them, talk to them, clarify your doubts, understand about it. So yes, there's a lot more access which is available these days to learn.
As somebody who's designed and been the person behind so many different technologies that are used today by capital market stakeholders, there are so many platforms available, there are so many providers. As a lay person, could you help me understand what kind of differences are there between platforms? Because see, the end result is more or less the same. Right. So is there something that you would look at that would make you say that, okay, yes, this is a good platform and I would use this?
About the various service providers and about various stockbrokers who are providing the services, the fintech platforms providing the services, what one can easily evaluate is the UI UX. Which one you like it most, what's your preference. So everybody has their front end, and you have to get used to it so that you can make better use of it. Besides that, look at the technology behind the service provider. How stable is his technology, how stable is his network, what are his disaster recovery plans in case if anything happens. Technical glitches are part of any technology network. So what is his disaster recovery, what is his business continuity plan, and most importantly, how is his customer support service. See, in case you need it, though you don't need it in these days of internet-based trading, but in case if you need it, how easily you can reach out to them and how easily they are ready to help you and support you, that also is the differential which you can look at.
AI, that's of course something that's really big, and I'm sure this is a word that you must be listening to recurrently, day in and day out. How do you see it affecting the different technologies used behind stock market platforms?
Right. So this industry is certainly fastest in acquiring the latest of the technology, and AI is already getting into it. Algorithmic trading has already got into a lot more. AI is again the next version of it. Using the AI and algorithmic trading, people are able to make the informed decisions. They are becoming disciplined trader. What to buy, when to buy, instead of trading through your gut feeling. So it's helping them to maximize their profits. It is helping them to minimize their losses. AI is being used to do the modeling, to do research in finding out the better strategies, in optimizing the strategy performance, in finding out newer areas. And AI is also being used these days in doing the portfolio analysis. Whatever is your performance, your portfolio, you can analyze it better to decide, what next for you.
If let's say we were to talk 5-6 years later, in the last 7-8 years itself, trading and investing has become such a different experience. But let's say if we were to talk again in the next 5 to 6 years, what technologies in investing and trading excites you the most, and how would experience for a trader be different?
As I see, technology will be part and parcel of everybody. Each of us, when especially into the trading, and the manual trading certainly is reducing in the developed countries. There is always the algorithmic trading or the rule-based trading and technology-based trading which is happening. We will have to be more educated, more informed about the technologies being used over here. Maybe to some extent, we need to adopt to the software ourselves. We build our own application rather than dependent on someone else to build a platform for us. The APIs have entirely changed the world. If you look at Aadhaar system, how Aadhaar was made, which has the master data of each and every one of us, and then there are applications which have been built on Aadhaar. Yes. Today you get a SIM which is activated within a couple of minutes, which used to take days in earlier days. So these are the Aadhaar APIs which are facilitating and digitize the whole world. Our digital path has become much stronger. Same way in the technology world, in the trading world, this whole technology of APIs have evolved. There are stronger APIs which have come up for various reasons, and order management system, robust order management system is already available with the stockbrokers. So using these APIs, there will be a lot more newer innovations which will happen for users to build their own application rather than use the dumb application provided by their stockbrokers. They will have their own what they want to trade. They will have better control themselves on what they want to do in this world.
It's almost like designing a trading strategy that suits you as opposed to going for something that's ready-made,
exactly.
Customizing it for yourself. That sounds very interesting indeed. Okay, let's talk about career paths. This entire world of financial technology and fintech is very exciting. I mean, India is such a big fintech market, third largest in the world. could you share what kind of career opportunities are available over there and how can one go about it?
So typically, like any IT field, this has a need of a knowledge of a domain is
Yes.
slightly more important. The more you know this domain, you will be able to better do it yourself, and you will be able to contribute much more into it. It requires the complete SDLC cycle, software development cycle, where you need the software developers who are building the tech stack, the server-side technologies, the core technologies which are being built, front-end applications, the Android, the mobile, iOS, and web applications which are being built. There are software testers who are required, but then they need to be domain specialists. So a lot more domain knowledge is required for you to be a manual tester. Automation testing has picked up quite a lot in this industry because there is a faster rollout of application which is happening. So quickly machine is able to test your application and then able to do it. You need business analysts who want to understand the client applications, the client expectation, and create the documentation and talk to the developers what is expected from the market. So the entire world, but this industry is addictive. Once you get into it, you don't want to leave it. So yes, you can be part and parcel. So entry point may be difficult into it because domain expertise is required. But once you are into it, then there's a lot more opportunity for you to grow.
All right. And I think you've been a student of the market and of continuous learning for the longest time.
Absolutely.
So when you are not thinking about AI and algorithms and trading platforms, what is it you like to do in your free time?
Yeah. So I am workaholic, in the sense when I'm not there on my seat, on my desk, I want to read more about it, what is happening, what's going on, what could be coming in, So besides that, yes, I love going for a long drive with my family, enjoy good food, explore new food, and listening to old music, old songs.
Yeah. I think
reading light story books.
I think your drives may also be driven by AI now, if self-driven cars have anything to do with that. But it's lovely to see somebody who's made their, as we say, their vocation, their avocation. The fact that you are so passionate about it is something that's very inspirational. Well, Mr. Gupta, thank you so much for drawing that digital curtain of what happens at the back end for all of us front-end users. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for calling me here and presenting my thoughts to your Money TV audience. Thank you.
All right, and that brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you've taken away some valuable technological insights on what happens every time you're pressing the buy or the sell button on your app. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned to Money TV.